waiting before the Father God to receive prayer instruction. A good example is Abraham. Genesis chapter 18, verses 17 to 33. God came and told Abraham that he was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Now what did Abraham do? He came and interceded. See, you hear from the Father God and then you intercede. So these are the 7 kinds of intercessory ministry. Number 5 or number 6. The 6th kind of ministry. 7? Hey, either you are translated or I am. Maybe you are getting tired, so you are jumping the numbers. Don't worry, I'll rush through, okay? I'm actually rushing through, you know. But I will eventually write a book on this. And then I will expand everything in very simpler detail so that we can understand this subject better. The number 6, 6th kind of ministry. People waiting on God, knowing God's plans, participating in heavenly councils, and revealing God's plans and wills. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1. I will take my stand at my watchpost and station myself on the tower and look out to see what he will say to me and what I will answer concerning my complaint. Every morning, early in the morning, the prophet Habakkuk goes right up to the tower and he stands there early in the morning, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and he looks up to heaven, waiting for God to hear what God will speak to him. That's what it is. And when you wait on God, you will participate in one of 3 gatherings. Number 1, the gathering of God. I call it God's gathering. Job chapter 1 verse 6, chapter 2 verse 1, Isaiah chapter 6 verses 1 to 8, Isaiah chapter 42 verse 9, 1 Kings chapter 22 verses 19 to 23. This is a gathering where people, saints in heaven, and even some saints on earth, they will be caught up to heaven and they will participate in this gathering before God, where proclamations are made, where the will of God are made. You know, last year I was caught up to such a gathering, and a very important announcement on Rosh Hashanah day last year. I was fasting and praying in Jerusalem, where I was caught up and the Lord was making a very important assignment, announcement, and I witnessed that. So that is the first kind. You participate in the gathering of God. Now the second kind, called the Prophet's Council. Amos chapter 3 verse 7, Jeremiah chapter 23 verse 18. There are many councils in heaven. Among the many, there's one called the Prophet's Council. And some of the choice prophets of God in the Bible are in the council. And I have been privileged by the many grace of God to participate in that council as a member of the council, to hear decisions they make. And they discuss about issues of nations. The first time that I ever went to that council was in the year 2008, just before the US general elections. And that was the first time that Mr. Obama was standing for election. And I went to this council, and Abraham is the chairman of this council. And he asked me to come closer to him. So I stood closer, and he had a file in his hand. And on the file was written the word USA. And he looked at the file and he said, Obama will be elected president. I said, sir, it cannot be. You know, that was the year that Pauline was also, Pauline, another guy, what was his name? McCain? John McCain. They were standing for election. You know, all Christians were voting for that group. So I pleaded on behalf. I said, Lord, sir, we don't want this Obama, we want this group. I pleaded, you know. And Father Abraham looked at me and said, no, it has been decided. It has been decided that Obama will be voted to office. So, and then I was told, now go and tell the people. This was 1 week before the election. Then when the second term came, the same thing happened. I was again caught up to the council and I heard them discussing. This is what we have decided. Now, you are in the midst of another election. But you know, I must tell you something very honestly. In the past, I was quite concerned about the US general elections. But this year, I just couldn't be bothered. I just didn't know why. I just wasn't interested at all. And I didn't want to bother to even find out, Lord, what do you think? Who will be standing in the office? I didn't bother. It was totally out of my mind, you know. But on the first night, when Brother Neville Johnson was preaching, and while he was preaching, I was just looking at him preaching, and suddenly I was caught up in the spirit, and I found my soul standing before the council, the very council where I always used to go. And I saw Father Abraham, and I was standing beside him, and I was very, very surprised to see Donald Trump come and stand in that room. And this is what I was told. They said Trump will become president. Wait. Listen to the whole thing before you clap your hands. He will be used to clean and purify the nation. As hard as he is, he has been prepared for this. As Cyrus was used to discipline Israel and then to restore Israel, likewise, Trump will be used in the US. He will be used to curb violence. He will be God's mouth and hand for this nation. So,